these two teams will play this year and next year. Yeah, they're trying to decide who is the real USC. Is it South Carolina? Is it Southern California? Two tremendous college powers. And the Gamecocks control one of the top shooting teams in the nation, but facing certainly their best competition yet early on this year. Here is Latson, the transfer from Florida State. Edwards has looked so poised and under control early on this year. She came off the bench last year and was the Gamecocks' leading scorer. Shot clock now approaching 5. Hang, rhythm off the glass. Raven Johnson. We talked about the new players. She's a fifth-year senior.
She has been here. She has done that, and that's one of her biggest strengths, her ability to turn the corner, get downhill, and go right to the basket, and that's where Carolina really opens up the game.
A nice pass. Davidson can't keep her feet. She touched it last. Well, number 2, South Carolina, led by Dawn Staley. Her 18th season, 3 national titles. Well, on the other side, Lindsey Gottlieb has made it very vocal, very public. She wants to make this program, the Women of Troy, the premier program in college basketball. USC very much on their way.
Well, and you've just seen how things have developed and evolved over the course of the last 5 seasons, in particular the names, the talent that she's brought here.
A spin cycle from Edwards, but can't finish near the rim. She regains. Johnson. And with the touch.
And that's a part of her game that she's continued to work on.
Jazzy with the left hand, rims out.
And they're going to put a lot of pressure on Jazzy Davidson. She had tremendous finish in that win at NC State. What she did in the second half, the close of the game as a freshman, part of how South Carolina will look to defend her is that physicality. That's how they bring it across the board, 1 through 5.
Edwards drives, pulls up. Air ball. Trojans in transition. The reverse, hang and fade. Kennedy Smith, good start for her.
And part of that rhythm comes from getting a stop, being able to get into some early offense. We saw that there with USC.
Tessa Johnson, foul.
What you can get away with, how you're trying to impose that type of will and force, but also do so in a way that you're keeping it clean.
Now, Tessa Johnson has put on 10 pounds of muscle this offseason. She's a junior first-year starter and has gotten off to a blazing start. Jones, who last year hit 5 triples against the Gamecocks as a member of the Bruins.
Yeah, a little different seeing her in this USC uniform as opposed to the UCLA gear.
Kennedy Smith misses, and here comes Latson. Latson pushing with the left hand, and can't finish it at the rim. Shakite, who's got some size for USC. Now ball is lost, regained. That's Edwards who hit the deck. Entry pass down low, and through. And the size of Coates. Jones, mid-range. That's not a 3, but it counts. It's off to a good start. Edwards faces up. 360 spin and an open look.
Man, that's a tough move by Joyce Edwards. Everyone is spread out. You got the defense attached to shooters. Here, beautiful pass by Latson to Cott. She does a great job getting to the basket, and then Joyce Edwards with a smooth move. This is a great crowd on hand, and they've continued to pack the Galen Center as well when they play there.
Gottlieb has revived this program in Southern California. A good block from behind. Joyce Edwards right there. The trailer. Tessa Johnson. That cannot be held onto by Edwards. Another scrum. Edwards comes up with it. Latson. Circles around, hangs, and has the touch.
And it started with that block. Early sample size, first 3 games with South Carolina averaging 9 blocks per game. Allows them to get out and go, and you just see it in how connected they are at this end.
Now Kara Dunn, her first bucket. Size disadvantage for the Trojans. They have to start making some shots like that, don't they? Tessa Johnson can't finish that one.
Absolutely. And just in keeping the defense honest as well, because they got players that can get downhill, but you see the size, how the South Carolina defense wants to extend you.
On the Jones, short iron. Entry pass, they feed Edwards. And She has it roll in. 4 points early for Joyce Edwards.
Tessa Johnson, but overall, just the ease of the position makes it too close.
10 of the 15 coming in the paint for South Carolina. Spin, strip, and a foul.
And got a birthday girl at the line, Vivian Iwuchukwu.
20 years old today.
Got a little something, a little magic, a little something special in you.
Her brother Vincent used to play on the men's team, now over at Georgetown.
So a zone look here from USC.
In the corner, Raven Johnson, that's her second triple already. Dunn, hanging, and off the glass.
You got two players that are riding on her, one in front, one on her hip, the collapse, but she's got size and a good strength to finish through.
Oh, an easy make there, but it's missed by Tessa Johnson. In transition at the rim, and Iwuchukwu.
What a run, what a dive. Just allowed that pass to get through nicely.
They did a 6-point game as Edwards pulls up. Here comes Kennedy Smith. From the elbow, the feed. Iwuchukwu foul, counted and one.
Beautiful slip there by Iwuchukwu. Telling you, birthday girl, keep an eye out.
Well, as soon as you said it, a couple of buckets. It's a 6-0 run. The crowd wanted to travel there on Johnson after a cold start.
Officials are letting it play. There's a lot of contact around the rim on a handful of these drives.
Baseline kick out. And a whistle down to the baseline.
Layup with just under 10 seconds left, and one just about scoring those 21 points. That's in that second half, just a huge burst.
Right there at the rim, Kara Dunn. She's got 7 early. Isla McDowell has checked in, the freshman out of Cypress, Texas, for the Gamecocks. Johnson with the feed to Edwards. Under the rim with the touch.
Soft touch.
Just about a second differential. 360, and Davidson loses her foot.
Part of the core that's come through and has some knowledge here about how this team wants to play.
Full court pickup here on Tessa Johnson. Now under 10 to play in the first quarter. A coach. Short. Gets her miss. And misses again, and that's how the first quarter comes to an end. 2016, number 2, South Carolina leading number 8.
Great to see how she's been progressing. It's been about a month, but what a huge part of this program and this team. And you feel for her, too, just having to watch.
Davidson held scoreless in that first quarter. Samuels reverses, fades, and can't finish. Johnson, a fifth-year senior, part of that undefeated team. 38-0. That's a wide-open look underneath by the freshman from Ontario.
Their ability to challenge more, but also offensively, finding the rhythm, getting some good shots, and they felt like they have controlled more of the tempo of how they've wanted this game to go here in this latter stages.
Dunn pulls up a deep 2 and misses. McDowell lets it fly. Offensive rebound underneath. Left hand and a good touch.
Dowda has inside position off that play. That's a beautiful job by her to work on the inside. Rebounding is going to be a huge factor here.
Jones hits.
At North Carolina State, and what happened down the final stretch, she had a big shot, and she's just been a steady force.
McKeer contested. Davidson now pushing. Davidson to the rim. And her first bucket tonight.
That's tough.
A coach kind of bullying her way through traffic and travel.
I think Dawn Staley's asking, what happened? Like more of a half-court game predicated by how the Trojans have played.
Smith from the elbow. Well, Shatite, the offensive rebound, bottles the miss and foul.
Again, another impressive player to continue to watch with her experience that she's had internationally. She played in the Lithuanian Women's League. She was their MVP. A player who feels like she has got that type of presence and poise regardless of where she's at.
And Tessa Johnson has been so good this year, averaging 15. Quiet so far in the first half, however. Under 10 to shoot. Johnson pulls up from the elbow. Offensive follow and a much-needed bucket for South Carolina. After 4 recent turnovers, the Gamecocks find the bottom of the net.
And what you got to try to eliminate from them is those easy baskets. Second chance points, points off turnovers.
McKeer left open for 3. Samuels pushing. Gets it ahead. Mendez. And she stopped in her track by Edwards. Underneath with one hand. What a beautiful finish. Malia Samuels, the junior. Johnson pushing. Edwards gets doubled. Latson, 4-3. It could have been another travel. It wasn't called. Tessa Johnson misfires. And where will this go? The other way.
To show a little more bodies, traffic, and clogging up the paint.
South Carolina's been one of the best shooting teams in the nation so far through 3 games. That's by far their stiffest competition yet this year. A good feed underneath and the finish at the rim. Laura Williams
allows for that slip to get behind by USC.
Tessa Johnson fades. Offensive rebound can't be put through by a Cole. The Trojans have a chance to take the lead here. Smith, the pass and the rejection by Edwards.
There was some big-time blocks because that was the same exact play, possession, pick and roll in the middle of the floor.
Edwards is fouled on a prayer.
South Carolina averaging 9 blocks per game in this early part of the season, and once again, it's Joyce Edwards coming from behind. Not just her, Raven Johnson then coming after it after getting touched up. It very well could have been another layup there off the pick and roll.
Last year, Joyce Edwards was the first off the bench, yet was the Gamecocks' leading scorer. She averaged about 13 a game. Short on the second. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Trojans a chance to take the lead. It opens up for Samuels. Trojans on top for the first time. Under 90 seconds to play in the first half now. A coat off the window. The kick out. Samuels baseline. Those ball earlier. Under a minute now. Johnson cut off by Dunn. Edwards will shoot 2. Gamecocks have just a 2-point advantage there. That surprise you?
A little bit, but I think part of that has been how USC has gotten themselves to the basket. They have not shot the 3, exploiting how South Carolina is switching off of that.
2-point lead for number 2 team in the country in South Carolina. Under a minute to play in the first half. Pull up deep 2. Tessa Johnson gets the board after the miss from Jones. A coat. Johnson. Loose ball. Shot clock is off. Under 10 to play now. Last possession for the number 2 team of the country. Tessa Johnson hits the deck. Foul.
Especially this season, too. Just her usage rate is up. How she's been sharing, facilitating the ball. and that's a big part of what's going to be needed and expected from her.
Well, Don Staley told us today that Tessa should be shooting more shots. And she gets both. All 4 points for Tessa Johnson in the first half would come from the line. Under 6 to play in the first half. Samuels pulls up. The floater. Oh, right at the horn. Count it. Just a 2-point game at half. What a thriller so far.
But overall, I think the more and more that she gets comfortable within this program and where she's going to get her shots from, you're going to continue to see that productivity go up.
Now, we did not say Jazzy Davidson's name a whole lot in the first half. Just 2 points, as many fouls. In fact, very early foul trouble for the top recruit in the nation. Off the side of the backboard. This falls to the hands of Edwards. And Davidson picks it off with those long arms on the other end.
Her jump.
In the corner, a 3, no good. Samuels, who had 6 in the first half. Davidson, too strong. Back iron. Ahead, Latson with the right hand.
That's a strong take. And I'm curious to see, too, Latson getting going a little bit more. I think we've talked about the fact she led the country in scoring last year at Florida State, but finding her balance between when she's going to be aggressive for her own and also really fitting into the dynamic of the South Carolina offense and facilitating.
Latson into the paint. Bottles the miss.
Good take, staying with the play.
Samuels had 6 in the first half, including that little floater at the horn. Kennedy Smith. Oh, what a nice finish.
What a tough basket.
Long outlet pass ahead. And Edwards is in double figures.
And go. We got to run. We got to push. There wasn't a lot of that. You saw it in that play, in that possession. She wants this team to run.
Offensive foul.
It's just a different complement of what the roster looks like and what's being asked of her. And she's going to continue to grow, evolve her game in a really complete way, I believe, this season.
Latson swatted away. Kennedy Smith. Known so much for her defense, and you can see why right there.
Kennedy Smith coming strong. 6'1" sophomore, tracking that the whole time. She's got size, she's got strength. In that fourth quarter, it was just a tenacity by the Gamecocks and how they were so connected.
Edwards, the runner.
That's a strong move by Edwards. Surveyed the floor, patience, realized everyone was spread out.
They get it back. Raven Johnson tries to put it back a couple of times, and the third time's the charm. Smith taking on a code, and she sends it away. Davidson gets her hands on another. Ahead to Smith. A coat is there, but doesn't contest.
That's an excellent play by Jazzy Davidson. She's got the length.
Latson pulls up, deep free throw.
There feels like a different verve here for the Gamecocks here starting this third quarter.
Davidson off the glass. Ahead, they find Latson. Tessa Johnson, bottoms, first time tonight.
Early offense, quick on the push and the advancement, open things up.
And some contact underneath.
The program speaks for itself, the accolades of Don Staley, and I think the fun part too, you see Aaliyah Boston coming back so often, the great Asia Wilson back at these games, just the connectivity and relationships that she maintains with her players. You feel the love that is built in the pride.
That's deflected. Davidson pushing. Jazzy Davidson gets it up and count and one. The finish at the rim from Kara Dunn.
It's a really solid start here to the season for USC.
Dunn converts the three-point play. She's in double figures. Now just a 6-point game. Tessa Johnson off the screen, feeds the post. Edwards, contested, rattles it in. What a game she's having. 14 now.
Excellent deep position where she got herself the good entry pass. That's a huge part of the doing the work before the catch.
Davidson turns it over. McKeer. Tessa Johnson hits her second triple. Jones quickly pushes it across. Jones tried to go to the spin cycle, lost it, but recovered by Smith.
And you see it all the time. Look at her here with her freshman, Jazzy Davidson, and how she's been coaching her up, talking to her, helping her through this as a teammate like JuJu Watkins to be able to walk you through that, talk you through that. And so for the expectation and potential of talent that Jazzy Davidson brings to the table is really, really special. But
Johnson with the shot clock under 10. Travel.
The balance of there's been far too many travels and turnovers and stuff, but also they're coming up with so many second chance opportunities. They come up empty on that play, but it's something that USC needs to help shore up.
A coat with the rejection. Edwards ahead. Should go to the line for two.
Two around her. She's just so strong and so fast, and her explosiveness getting to the basket.
And that's 7 blocks for South Carolina.
It's a huge aspect of why they're so tough defensively.
Davidson spins, gives it up, a tough angle underneath the rim. Intercepted. McKeer, the freshman, crosses over and finishes. Wow. 6 points so far tonight for Jazzy Davidson. Trying to hunt. Can't finish. The putback. JuJu. Tessa Johnson backs it out, calls for the screen. Under 10 seconds. And this is going the other way.
That's a nice job by Kennedy Smith fighting over that screen to force the foul.
That's the first on Dowda. Under 5 seconds to play in the quarter. Doesn't fall this time for Malia Samuels.
And for Lindsey Gottlieb, understanding that this is a really tough South Carolina defense, yes, but you got to get into the second side. You got to shift them, rotate them enough where you find those seams, find those holes, because we see it with the blocks, with the steals. You got to make sure that you create that type of space to get off quality looks.
Edwards on top of the key, feeds a coat. Jump ball. Now, if you're the Trojans, you're down by 10, under 10 minutes to play. What has to happen for USC?
Well, it starts with just getting those quality looks. This is a USC team that was down when they were playing at NC State. So they're comfortable in understanding that they can still come back, but they've not gotten off the type of looks that they want, and because of it, Carolina has gotten out and run. And that's been a big part of turning this defense into offense.
That's a nice shot from Kennedy Smith. She's really had a strong second half, double digits now tonight.
For South Carolina to run their half-court offense where they haven't been quite as effective.
Tessa Johnson just races to the rim and finishes.
Most of an entire quarter, but it's got to start with taking care of the basketball in one possession and out. South Carolina has gotten way too many second chance opportunities, even when they haven't capitalized. And length here on the defensive side.
Johnson, a kick pass into the corner. Raven Johnson buries.
Raven Johnson has been locked and loaded from 3 here at the start of the season.
Another bucket from Kennedy Smith. We were talking earlier in the first half about how the points in the paint were pretty even. South Carolina has pulled ahead, however, a 10-point advantage down low with their greater size, as Laxon has a pretty shot. Little head fake there by Jones, launches the 3. Pulled down to JuJu, and she cannot get it to fall through. Johnson trying to direct some traffic as the shot clock dwindles under 10. Now under 5 to shoot for Edwards. Edwards too high off the glass. Offensive rebound to Coates. Raven Johnson up and under.
But they flood the offensive glass, and it's really hard to try and keep them off.
Davidson gets the easy look right there at the rim. 8 points tonight for Jazzy Davidson. Helped with just 2 in the first half. Got into immediate foul trouble tonight. That was a major factor in the first half of tonight's game. Tessa Johnson right to the rim and finish it. It's a double-double officially for Edwards tonight, and an easy bunny right there at the rim. South Carolina really pulling away.
I didn't take my ankles or anything, though, so maybe that's why I felt like I was using the laces.
Too strong on a 3 from London Jones. Samuels gives it up, and a foul at the rim. And this is awesome. She's here in the building, taking in this top 10 matchup.
She's royalty here in this building, but pretty much wherever she goes. Great to see her. Jersey retired this season. Of course, above it, the great Lisa Leslie, as we talked about, not only legend of Los Angeles and of basketball.
Elite 8 appearances each of the last 2 years for USC, and they have rebuilt this brand here nationally, and they are back to prominence, but trying to get to that next level where South Carolina has lived at for really so long now at this point. 5 to shoot, and Edwards caps off what has been a just dynamite night. 17 points and 10 boards. Now the South Carolina faithful that have made the journey here to Los Angeles, they are chanting USC as they rise to their feet beyond the South Carolina bench. As that's going to do it tonight, 69-52, the number 2 team in the country remains unbeaten early on.
They were dominant defensively. They got their rhythm offensively, and you're seeing the compliments of a team that has a lot of weapons.